If you really want to make money, and you've got to understand the market, do some research ahead of time. This is not, let's just show up, knock on the door, and hopefully you can find somebody. It doesn't work like that. Nowadays, you can look up a company online. You can pretty much see what industry they're in. You can look up an SIC code. You can even review some of their social posts, look at their website, of course. It's crucial you understand all the different parts when it comes to a potential customer. Do your research ahead of time so you know what you have an advantage on. You've got to be able to hit them right over the head. You may have 30 seconds. You might have less than that. You've got to find the right person, and then you have to be able to hit them right between the eyes. All too often, I see salespeople in the packaging space that don't do any of this. They show up, or they just make a cold call to check it off the list. That's not you. If you want to be successful, do your research ahead of time. Know and find out what they use, who their competitors are, whatever it is that can get you to stand out when you do talk to somebody, and get an appointment. So the next key thing here is to know the trends. Some trends that are really top of mind are sustainability. Everybody talks a great game when it comes to the environmental, but very few people in the packaging space understand all the different pieces, parts of sustainability. You got eco-friendly, you've got recyclability, you have biodegradability, compostable. There's all kinds of terminology that's out there. Not only reach out to a company and get past Betty the clerk buyer, but get into selling somebody or connecting with somebody much higher level. So if you can reach out and you understand that particular trend of sustainability, you will be that much further off. Another one is e-commerce. Let's face it, post-COVID, everybody is really gearing towards e-commerce. But again, product still has to get there safely. Still needs to be protected. If it's a food product, from moisture, vapor, odor, it needs to be protected from damage or being crushed or dropped. There's all kinds of things that aren't going to go away, whether it's an e-commerce package or not. But that's a trend that you can obviously also use to get in the door and get past that usual clerk, that buyer. When you can focus on e-commerce, usually you can get around those clerk people and get to somebody much higher level that can give you the straight information about their packaging. Another key thing when it comes to trends is new designs. They say something like farm to table. They want to know, when was it produced? How was it made? The different materials, everything from start to finish, the life cycle of the packaging. There are ways in the packaging space to trace all of that. There are ways to actually provide that for your customer who would want to provide that for either their customer, the retailer, the end user, whatever. The other part is to also understand the manufacturing process. Somebody asks you a question about lead time, or what happens if there's an issue, or what machinery is this run on, and how do you fill, or how do you seal, or how do you print? This is something that I'm amazed that packaging reps just don't know. It's okay to say, I don't know, but you should know at least enough to be dangerous. I'm not saying to BS anybody, but you should understand the manufacturing parts of the packaging so you can actually work your way in and find and dig in deeper. Another thing here is find suppliers who can provide you with packaging that will allow you to charge more. I call that problem-solving packaging. There are a ton of suppliers that are out there right now that don't have sales reps, or don't have reps that cover the entire US or Canada or Mexico or wherever. You can be that sales rep. And this is even before COVID. They started dropping off their salespeople and relying on packaging resellers to be able to carry their products in front of some of these major companies. Now, when you find the right supplier, not only will they give you account protection, but they also can become a lead gen for you. People are actually contacting them, and they need you, and they're willing to pay you to sell their products or take it across the finish line. Find the right suppliers that can actually make you money. Competing suppliers and treating them like garbage, that's a whole nother story. It drives me nuts when packaging resellers think that packaging suppliers are just like their whipping boy. They need you, you need them, work together, and then be able to really and truly profit by being able to have a solution and options that nobody else has. So another way to make money in the packaging space is to out-hustle your competition. Out-hustle doesn't necessarily mean running faster or running longer. Most packaging companies are not willing to make samples, to do test runs or trial orders. There's a lot of this when it comes to specialized packaging where you need to make samples and you need to test and you need to go in. You can out-hustle your competition by being that company willing to show up and go on the line, watch a sample being made, learn about that particular company, learn about what kind of issues they're having, why this is a problem, etc. This is all part of what I mean by out-hustling your competition. Do what other companies aren't willing to do. And by doing that, they're going to look at you as somebody different. You're not just another sales guy selling packaging. You really are somebody that brings them options and brings them opportunities or solutions. You become more of a partner than just another supplier. Another thing to do is to stop giving away free advice. It's amazing to me how many packaging people just think quoting is okay. Stop it. Stop quoting without a clear picture of how you could make money from this. What problems are you having? What are you currently using? Why are you looking? Quoting is doing something for free. You don't work for free. I don't work for free. Stop doing that. If somebody is not willing to give you a reason why they're looking, or give you a reason why their packaging is failing, or give you the straight information, you're just quoting. And by just quoting, I can guarantee you 99.9% of the time, you're not getting the business. You're just not, because they're going to take that information, hold it up against their current supplier, and move on. And it's not worth it. People come to me with these long lists of quote this. No thanks, I'm out. And they're almost miffed when I say it's not worth it. The whole thing's a joke. And it really is. It's amazing to me how many companies still send this stuff out, then they find wet behind the ear salespeople willing to do this for nothing. That's not you. Cut it out. Another thing, finally, is to leverage technology. There's a lot of technology that's out there that allow us to come across as bigger than we are. If you're in the packaging space, I don't care whether you're a solopreneur or whether you're part of a 100-rep firm, you can separate yourself from the rest by using technology. Use technology like video, or use forms and scorecards and ways to kind of interact with a customer, to pose questions, to pre-qualify, to ask penetrating questions, to get beyond that surface level. For example, if somebody contacts me for a type of packaging, the key thing here is to send them a form or send them questions, that 80% that we need to understand about that project. Here's my point. When you can respond back with a form or information, or maybe it's an embedded video in that form that says, customer, this is why we need this information. What are you currently using? What's the quantity? When do you need this? How soon do you need it? Blah, 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 blah. That'll tell you really quick whether it's a worthwhile project. Plus, it'll also let you come across much bigger than you are. Even the biggest companies that are out there do not leverage technology, and that's a huge opportunity for us in the packaging space. When we can use Typeform or Video Ask or any of these autoresponders that allow us to kind of drip questions or drip responses or A/B tests to get that information from our customers. That doesn't mean we stand behind technology. There's ways to do this where you're giving them information by asking them questions. You're helping them think through a situation by giving them a questionnaire or a scorecard or a quiz even. That's using technology here to be able to kind of get them thinking, this is not some run-of-the-mill packaging company here. We want and need to ask questions to get answers to provide you, Mr. Customer, with the best solutions. So the point of this is using the technology to help you cover more ground. Let's face it, if I have 100 emails that come in and I'm able to auto-respond to all of them, And then I get 20 responses out of that, of which 10 are giving me the answers that I need. I would rather go down that road than literally be picking up the phone or sending some sort of an email back to try to find the answers. In this day and age, you can use technology to pre-qualify, to dig in deeper, and really and truly get to know about your opportunity and what you've got. Success in the packaging industry requires a combination of creativity, strategic planning, and commitment. Again, commitment to get to know your customers. There are a ton of opportunities. I've outlined a few here on how to really and truly maximize and develop innovative ways to really blow out your margins in a good way. I don't care what the economy is doing. People and companies need packaging. That's why I love this industry. It's not going away. That's why we're needed more than ever. And these are just some points of how you can make money being in the packaging space in 2024 and beyond.